We are at one of the few remaining former slave cabins at Point of Pines Plantation on Edisto Island, and the Smithsonian is going to acquire the cabin behind me. They are cataloging it, taking it apart piece by piece, and they're going to reassemble it under the roof of the new National Museum of African American History and Culture when it opens in 2015 in Washington, D.C.
We're collecting the cabin because slavery is an important part of the American story, and our museum is to tell the story of America from African American perspective. And I think that slavery is a difficult and complex topic, but it's going to rest right at the heart of our museum, and this cabin will rest right at the heart of the museum as well.
We've all agreed that more people will have an opportunity to see and witness and experience this than if we just kept it here on Edisto in the backwoods.
This particular cabin is a good example of a former slave cabin in the Low Country.
The historical significance of this particular cabin is in part because of its location. So Edisto Island and the whole Sea Islands were really very remarkable in terms of American history. We're going to be placing the cabin right in the center of a hall that's interpreting both slavery and freedom. And there's no more perfect place than Edisto Island to talk about both slavery and freedom. Because in Edisto, it was one of the earliest settlements by the British in North America. And this plantation was bought and purchased very early on. And so slavery had a firm, strong footing here. But more importantly, what we find is in 1861, African Americans freed themselves on Edisto Island. And so the articulation of freedom on Edisto Island is much more rich and complex than you can find in some of the other regions of the United States, because African Americans were able to actually begin to develop their own notion of what it meant to be free.
It's so very important for us to preserve this history. Our elders are leaving us every day, and it's very important to preserve their memories in order to preserve the stories of African American family heritage in the Low Country.